lovely Tuesday morning to you and happy new month. This Daybreak Tuesday's edition, reaching you live from Edo Broadcasting Service, Ado, our Benin City, Edo State. My name is Josephine Ehimihe, and
I'm Peggy Oyukwari. It's Daybreak. Good morning to you and happy new month.
wow, it's going to be a month of marching forward.
Yes.
And on this program this morning, we have a lot to keep you entertained as usual, and enlightened also, even educated. So just stay with us on this program this morning. You will be glad you did, because we have various segments put together to keep you stayed to your television. Okay, let's see what the papers are saying this Tuesday morning, the 1st of March. On the Punch newspaper, Ukraine-Russia war, federal government to airlift 2,000 Nigerians, evacuation begins Wednesday. Okay, I just pray those people will still be alive till then. God will protect them. SANs reject immunity for CJN, orders as National Assembly vote today. SANs reject immunity for CJN, orders as National Assembly votes today. Nigerians 993.38 billion naira imports from Russia at risk over war. Bayelsa will not be distracted, as a commissioner, but it indicates the ministry. Son of Nigeria's first Senate president emerges PDP chairman in Inewi. Nigeria will be lucky to have Winke as president. That's Bala Mohammed saying this. Rivers monarch makes case for Ogoni governor. Okay, GOF, says government, okay. If you want to get more details for clarity, you get your Punch newspaper, or you go online. General Kantuka Gora to contest Kaduna rep seats. All right, moving on. Python chases Delta varsity students from hostel. School says reptile harmless. Python chases Delta varsity students from hostel. School says reptile harmless. Wow, that's big. Reptile in the hostel, and you're telling me it's harmless? I don't know. There are a lot of stories behind that. Ondo Baba remanded for pounding father to death. Ondo Baba remanded for pounding father to death. Imo youth strip septuagenarian naked for killing sibling. Lagos family denies army attack, tackles resettled communities. Fuel scarcity, native blames subsidy as depot price hit 180 naira per litre. NNPC confirms IOC's exit, insists on gas development. Okay, for more details, you get your Punch newspaper. A lot of stories there. Scary stories for that matter. Young man pounding his father to death. Because of what? All right, let's see what the Vanguard is saying this morning. Women protest, herdsmen invasion, destruction of farmlands in Bayelsa. NNPC gives OIC's conditions for divesting from Nigeria. Papa Gridlock, Fashola makes case for review of port concession agreements. Russia-Ukraine war, evacuation of Nigerians begins tomorrow, Wednesday. This is attributed to Baja. Audit query, Reps Committee agrees trade minister orders over revenue losses. Ukraine, a victim of Russia's expansion and world abandonment. Assent of Electoral Act 2022, landmark moment for the nation. Nigerian leaders must learn from Archbishop J.K.A. Agri's lifestyle. Adewale Mountain saying this. Autonomy, Labour takes protest to National Assembly. This is not time to beat war drums. Ogin tells Isoko youth. 73-year-old man kicks brother over land in Imo. Man kills father with pestle in Ondo. Bandits kidnap 8 in Kaduna State. Federal government ASU face-off. Minister walks out on NANS as students protest. Legendary actor, poet Larry Williams dies at 81. Complete Sports founder Ujegbase is dead. Okay, all right. That's much we can take this morning on the newspaper review. And once again, happy new month to us. Thank God for keeping us alive. All right, we are going to, on our family segment this morning, we are looking at a very, very important and topical issue. A lot of conflict on here and there, a lot of things happening in our society. And many homes are under attack. And we are ensuring that, on this program, we are ensuring that how do you keep your home? How do you maintain the sanity in your home space to ensure that your family, they are happy, and the children from that home, they become better citizens in our dear country. So this morning we'll be looking at how to win your spouse. How to win your spouse. Some of us don't really know. We think we know, but we don't know. But we have some experts in the studio that will be talking to us on how to win your spouse, the man or the woman. How do you keep your home intact to ensure that there's this good vibe within the home space? We have the marriage counselor, our regular guest on this program, Pastor Richard Spain Imaswen. Good morning, madam.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, viewers.
All right. And we have Malam Bako with us. He's also a marriage counselor. You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, viewers at home. Happy new month.
Okay. For the space of clarity, we just want to deal with the husband, how to win your man. Maybe by next week, we'll continue from there, how to win the woman. So, ma'am, I'm just expectant. I'm married to this man, and summer, the love was there, everything was going fine. And after some time, the thing is like shaky, and there's this cold war in the house. I'm using that as an example. How do I win my man back? How do I get his love? How do I bring this honey back to the home?
Okay, this is a very beautiful topic because it is what confronts us every now and then in marriage. You know, when you're married, it can come where it look like it's getting soured. And, you know, as a woman, when your soup gets soured, sometimes you don't just throw it away. When you consider the meat, the amount you used in what you put together to make that soup, you want to do everything to rescue it. You put some things inside to revive it. And that's exactly what we're talking about now. When the love seems to be getting sour in your marriage, how do you revive it? First and foremost, you must make up your mind to forgive. Because when love begins to get soured, something happened. There could be offenses. There could be things that your partner did that really hurt you. So at that point, you just make up your mind to let go. Because if you don't let go, you can't forgive. And if you don't forgive, the whole issue will remain the way they've been. That's number one. Number two, something was good from the onset. Everything was okay from the onset before eventually everything went sour. So what happened? So you must go back to the basis. Intentionally restore back your partner to the position he or she occupied before. You know, as restoring means you decide to begin to look with a different eyes. You intentionally fall in love with this person. Listen, what we're talking about is hard work. You're going to have to put some hard work in there, or else you will not be able to. You see a lot of, especially young couples nowadays, who like, no, me, I'm done. I'm done with this. I need to move on with my life. What I tell them, if you leave Mr. A, you leave Mrs. B, and you go settle with another person, human beings are the same. You discover sometimes that the place you're running from is far better than where you found yourself.
From pan to fire.
So yes.
All right,
So,
you have to hold these thoughts
Okay.
because we are going for the news. After the news, we continue with this discussion. Please stay with us after the morning news. It's a live program. Thank you for staying connected. It's Daybreak, Tuesday's edition, reaching you live from the Broadcasting Service. Once again, I'll always wish you from here happy new month, the month of March, when we all are marching forward. Don't mind what is happening in Ukraine and Russia. They are marching negatively, but from this end,
No, it's
we are
a
marching-
step.
It's a step
It's
also.
still true. You know, sometimes when we have such things, it helps us to take back and even move forward the more. It helps us to come even together. Do you understand? So I want to say it's a step to
Hey,
move.
Peggy, that word is a step to move forward. Killing people is a step to, when we can just resolve our conflict, we can resolve it.
We know sometimes it comes hard when change wants to come to somewhere, to anywhere. It comes hard. You understand?
Okay.
So let's take it that way.
All right. Sometimes I think it's ego problem. I'm bigger, you're
No,
smaller,
no.
I'm bigger. So, all right, that's by the wayside. Let's come to our discussion, our family segment. This morning we are looking at how to win your spouse, and this morning also, how do you win your husband? For us women, how do you make your husband to always come home instead of escaping to the bars, visiting other quarters, but just after work, he will rush back to say, my sweetest is at home. So this is what we'll be looking at this morning. And we started earlier. All right, Pastor Rich Rosben, once again, you're welcome.
thank you. I'm happy I'm here.
Malam Bako, you're welcome also.
It's a pleasure being here.
All right, let's pick it from where we stopped talking about. We
Yes.
spoke about forgiveness and
You know, I have so many other things to actually add when the love in your home, your marriage seems to be, waning or going down. Also, the way we initiate the activities that go on in the other room is another way to spark the love that's in your home. If you always wait for your man to initiate it, it's going to be somehow. This is something that so many people look as controversial, but it's the truth. Because I have had opportunity to talk with so many men that will tell you we enjoy it better when our wives are the ones that are making the moves. And I can say it anywhere. Because if the man that is watching me now will be sincere, the man will tell you, I think it's true. You're sitting down and your wife just can wrap her hand around your neck, give you a peg. If all the stress of the day will just begin to win off, So it matters the way you initiate the activities that goes on in the other room. Sometimes also holding hands, embracing, giving hug. Your husband is just coming in, your wife is just coming. These are things we used to do when we just got married that, fly from the window because of pressure of bills to pay, children are growing up, how to pay school fees, food to eat, change car, are we going to keep trekking? When those pressures started coming in, we started forgetting many of these things we did that was always bringing spark to our homes, that beginning part of our relationship. So when you do that, also giving listening ears or intentionally spending time with your spouse, saying, hey, this time I don't want to do anything, I just want to listen to you. What do you have to say? Women love to talk. And any man who have decided to marry must be a man who knows how to listen. Because if you don't know how to listen, you're always like, my wife, you talk too much. My wife, that home will always be boring because the woman is not giving a chance to express us. We want to express ourselves. And I can go on and on, but let me hold it here so that Malambako can equally say something.
Okay.
all right, Malambako, you've heard from her. You are the man right now. So how can we win you people? How can we make you come home more often and stay with us and the kids? What are the things we can do to get your attention?
Thank you very much. It looks easy from the surface, but it's deeper than that. At point of marriage, a lot of issues are involved. You know, it's like most girls pays too much attention to preparation to marry than the marriage in itself. The energy we put in gathering friends, selling Ashwebi, and makeup, this, all that. If we channel that same energy to our real marriage, our marriage will not have issues. I started from there because it's the same process. When the woman gets into the house, she tends to neglect the purpose of marriage and face some other items that are not really necessarily in marriage. And forgetting that there's something the man saw in you before he decided that this is going to be my wife. And with time, those things that the man saw fades away gradually, and there's nothing for the man to look for. I don't know if I'm making sense, but there's something for the man to look onto and say, this is what is bringing me back. I'm talking about bringing your man back home. You see, that Madam mentioned about children and others. There are times that children are not even involved, and you see this is no longer there. It's like the woman made a mistake coming into that relationship. And when you do that, especially when you are not a working woman, you don't have any other distractions. What keeps you there is basically you and the man. And when you have no other thing doing, and the man is expecting a lot from you, and he comes back home and finds you just there, it's a problem. Secondly, a lot of women, a lot of young girls, let me not use women, a lot of young girls, they come into marriage in a psychedelic form. And within weeks, they turn to...
When you say psychedelic form,
yeah,
what do you
that
mean
is,
by that?
you look beautiful, you look prepared for the wedding and for the marriage, and the man, there's something the man always sees in you that attracts him. But after a while, you start tying wrapper around your chest, all around the house, and there's something attractive.
But some men like the wrapper time.
Well, wrapper tie are different. If your hair is looking all tidy, you are not the man. So if your hair is looking all tidy and you just tie a wrapper around your body, and nothing good to look at there, but it's not. But what about the bikini you used to wear? What about the sweet line gown you used to wear and all that? Where have you kept them? That make the man look at you and smile and say, yes, we are in for a marriage. Then again, too, the art of a marriage, the one your marriage is successful, is to be a good cook. When the food you give to your man is substandard, the man will always look for where to eat good food outside.
To standard ones.
Yes. So some of us don't take this serious. You just feel, oh, I beg, just find what you go eat. Well, you keep on finding what you go eat until somebody will be finding what you go eat for outside. So there are typical issues that are very salient, but they are very, very essential to a successful marriage. Then the man will also be very careful not to allow the wife to ally with people who are idle. People, either the woman is visiting them or they are visiting the woman, because the only thing they bring on table is things that are retrogressive to successful marriages. So you even though we will not want to say choose the kind of friends or the kind of company your wife keeps, but sometimes you try to regulate it, because if you keep on bringing if your husband comes from outside into the house and meets a particular friend of yours who does nothing but bring gist that will make you to forget that I will soon come back from work, then of course that friend is not acceptable in my house. Because a friend that will then, oh, your husband will soon be around, so go and get yourself prepared for your husband. Get prepared is not just food. You get yourself prepared. If you're not taking baits this morning, take your baits and at least rub some powder and wait.
Is that necessary?
Very, very necessary.
Just be taking your bait and like...
I'm telling you, it's very, very necessary, because if, you see, the man goes out, he sees a lot of things. A lot of beautiful women outside. And every good man, let me say this, when you see a woman outside, you liken to your wife. And some men will say, okay, this girl is wearing this, let me go and buy it for my wife to wear. Another issue that sometimes we buy this is, I say, I beg you, this one be the thing. You throw it away. You don't know that the man has the reason for buying that
So
thing.
you should pretend to put it on.
Yes, wear it for
To
him.
accept
He
it.
didn't buy it because he didn't have what to spend money on. He bought it because he saw it and thought that would be nice on you. And so when he now brought it and you kept it aside, it's something that is very, very irritating. Or when the man says, this is the kind of hairstyle I like, that you say, this is the one you like. So you will do the one you like against the one the man likes. These are things that you think are not very important, but they are very, very important in marriage.
Wow.
Let me stop there for
Okay,
a while.
in the place of winning back your spouse, your husband now, can you talk about communication? Is it very important?
Communication, Madam has said so much about that. You see, when part of what I've said, so when you get married, there is need for you to talk. You must know what your man likes. We're talking about the man today, and what your woman don't like. And in presence of say, put your cards on the table and analyze this. I'll give you an example. When I got married to my wife was a very social person, but I became religious somewhere along the line, and in our religion, you need to cover up. And for you to now make my wife to start to cover up, we have to sit down and do a lot of talking. I was not telling him cover up for me. I was preaching. I'll talk about other people, or I will talk about and
You were subtle.
yes, she started seeing reason why this thing has to be done. You don't have to force her to say you must cover up because I want you to cover up. You just bring issues, talk about it, and analyze things, and let her see it for herself that it is not, you are not forcing her to do this thing. It's just that it's necessary for her to do it if it will please you. And for you, the woman, you say, okay, even if I wouldn't want to do it, but that is what my husband likes. Of course, I don't dress for anybody now, I dress for my husband, so let me do what will make him happy. So issues must be talked about. If your man suddenly decides to be staying outside, don't just assume that it is well. Find a good day to keep the man well, and then raise the issue. These days, I had this issue, I hope office, besides, don't go to the area you think it is. I hope there's no pressure in the office. But you know that he's staying with a woman outside, but don't come straight like that.
Wow.
Start from somewhere, then it will lead to something. But if you just attack, if you start from the woman, you are attacking, and you never get the truth about why the man is staying outside. Yes.
There's so much.
So much to talk about.
There's so much, like, I'm just soaking it in. And I believe our audience, you're learning from this, because we want our homes to be a very better place. Pastor Rich Rosben, let's talk about money.
Yes.
For me to win my husband, can I be liberal with money or be a stingy person? Because some women will say, if they start helping their husband, the husband can be suspicious to say, where are you getting money now, man? So would that stop me? So can I use money to still get my man's attention?
Okay, first of all, I want us to get it clear. We are staying on demand today.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
We are
Yes.
staying,
Yes.
so that we'll not kind of
Is the
that
man,
whole
I'm
in-
using money.
Yes, so we are staying on demand and then talking about finance. Before I talk about finance, let me still say something, because some men think, well, it does not matter. You know, it matters the way as much as men want their wives to look good, want their wives to smell good, want their wives to be presentable, the woman also want the husband to be presentable. Especially when you have a wife who is an outgoing woman, a wife who is always out there in the public, who sees a lot. So the woman wants to come home and want to see her husband updated, because you meet with a lot of men. And the truth be told, we are humans. Whether the man or a woman, opposite persons will always want to entice you sometimes. So you always want to come home and like, my husband is up to date, my wife is up to date, we are staying on the man. So the men also should try their best. It matters the way you take care of your teeth as a married man, because your wife is going to kiss your mouth at the end of the day. It matters the way you take care of your boxers. It matters the smell. Many men don't believe that they should smell good. You should wear, if you don't want to wear body spray because some people feel, I don't, wear roll-on. Put on roll-on. Roll-on is with less than 1,000 naira, you can get a good roll-on. I don't want to mention names here because we are on air. Good roll-on, put it on so that you can smell good. As much as you want your wife to smell good when you touch her, your wife also want to perceive good smell from her husband. I say this and I want to say it emphatically. Men, please, smell good for your wife. Don't say a perfume, and then is it that one? Hey, it's important. You know, the way you look, your haircut, your beards, the way you shape them.
What about the man that don't like perfume? We know we are talking about the man now.
No, listen, in marriage, it's not about what you like. It's about what your partner like. It's not about you. If you want to say, well, it's about what I like, I don't like it. Just like Malam rightly put. He said, some men will buy some stuff for their wives. Wear it for me. And the woman like, I don't feel like this is what I feel like. Or cook a particular soup for me. That's what I feel like. Cook it for him. Marriage is not about you. Marriage is not about you. Please get it right. It's about us. It's about your partner. So what will I do to, well, we're trying to say, we're saying things to do to win our partners back. So what do I do to make her comfortable, to make her smell good, dress well? Dress well. Sometimes some men, they don't even believe, even if the cloth is fading, it does not matter. I'm the man, I'm not a woman.
Let's talk about money.
So now back to money.
Can I use money to like win my husband or be stingy with it so that?
But we are staying on the man.
Yes.
We are staying on the man.
How to win?
Yes, we are staying on the man. Next week we said we're going to stay on the woman. So money. Oh my God, I don't know what to say. You see, as a man, if you want to win your wife, number one, give her money. Number two, give her money. Number three, give her money.
But if the woman wants to win the husband, number one,
okay. I think next week we'll stay on that. I don't want to debate.
We are on it. Because what we are discussing, we are still talking about the woman.
Is this?
It's the money.
Maybe my dad, being a woman, doesn't know what it is to win a man. Yes. But it's money.
Without money, yes.
See, let me come like this. It is the duty of the man to make provision for the woman in a marriage.
Yes.
But a good man, use the word, in quote, good man, cherish the wife who goes out of her way and spends something out of the meager she has. Because whatever a woman has, I refer to it as meager because you are supposed to be the provider for that family. When a woman has even $1 million than you, is supposed to be only hers by, intuition. But if she decided that because I love my family, I want to spend out of it. Like Madam rightly said, you could go out, buy a roll-on, buy a t-shirt, buy this, buy that, just to make your man. But in most cases, the man usually pay for it. But when you do that, it will keep the man close to you. And occasionally too, you can say, you hear the man complains about, children's school fees, I had kept some money somewhere, and unfortunately the money, something went on, and you say, just go inside the bedroom and say, okay, I can loan you. But of course, it might not be loan, but you just to keep it like that, to make the man, at least you have released the man of that stress at that time.
So it's
and
very important.
It will make him, appreciate you very, very much. But for you to have that kind of million, which most women do, and even when the man is complaining, say they complain for there. When you go find the money. So that one also, because if the man is stressed, of course, you will be affected indirectly. Somehow, that's the truth. If the man is overstressed, of course, the joy you will want to derive from that man will not be there.
So you can use money also
to
win your husband's attention.
Somehow.
All right, talking about this dress sense, you said sometimes some men will go out and buy this dress. They see a lady outside. I want to take you back. Oh, I love the way she looks. And for instance, I like my wife to look like that.
Yeah.
The man will buy the same dress. Some cases, some men likes their wife's boobs to be out. Some men.
Yes.
Yes. So you as a woman, you have your dignity. Should you do that? Maybe you are going out and your husband said, okay, can you just display it a bit for me?
No, there should be morality in everything you
Okay.
do. But inside the house, of course, if you wanted to go naked, as long as you are the one in the house, please do that for him. Because if you don't do that for him, somebody else will do that for him outside, and that will distract him from coming home. But going out, even if the man is saying, I want this to be, you, like my sister Ali said, you don't quarrel about it. You talked about it. That's where, religious coming to it. That's where morality comes about it and says, see, I know that this is what you love, but we are going out, we're going to meet people.
Yeah.
What the impression we are going to create will be different from what you think it is. So can I wear this? Just because of this particular outing?
I've seen friends of mine telling me, for instance, they wear a very, very short dress.
Yes.
And you know this person is married. You say, come on, why are you wearing it? You will say, my husband bought it for me.
But some of them misuse that opportunity. They say, my husband likes it. But if your husband likes it, don't mean that you go and disgrace him outside. Because sometimes too, the man might not be there when you were dressing that dressing outside. Because if he's there too, he will also be cautious of the fact that he's exposing you to temptation outside. If the man is reasonable, except the man is a drunkard.
Okay. Pastor Richards, add something to that.
Before we go to that, okay? Before I come.
Okay.
So concerning this dressing,
The
we're
dressing.
talking about
Well, just like he has said, no responsible man will expose the wife to danger, because if you expose your wife to danger, certainly danger will perch on her. And at the end of the day, it will bounce back to you. So sometimes we see women dress and they say, well, this is the way my husband wants me to be. Just like he said, except the man is a drunkard. Because out there are many men out there which, whom, I don't know how to put it now, all they do is they hunt after married women.
Yes.
Not even single
They
women.
feel safe.
They'll tell you, I am better off with married women than singles. And so you are now telling your wife, please expose yourself for me. Just like he rightly puts, you want your wife to expose, even if you want her to walk nude, let it be inside for you, not for or other eyes outside, or else you'll be exposing her, and when the aftermath effect come, you'll be ready
You'll
for
be
it.
ready for it.
Okay.
And it's always
Okay,
very
there is
dangerous.
this woman living very good with the husband, everything is going fine before the mother came in, the husband mother came in. Then later, everything went somehow, the man, there's no peace, fighting every day, and this woman wants peace with the husband. You know, we're talking about the winning the husband. So, winning the man. So what, that woman, in that situation, what would she do? Because everything concerning the marriage, there's nothing to write
talking
to.
about in
Yes,
let's
nothing.
us identify one factor here, which I always tell people when you come into my house for counseling, especially young married person. If you are a young girl marrying a man, particularly if it's the first son of the house, don't look for mate. Your first mate is your mother-in-law. This is from experience. You will do a lot not to prove to your mother-in-law that you are not taking completely the son out of her. It takes time to build that relationship that, look, oh, don't worry, your son will still be who he had always been to you. I have not come to divide you and your son. But if you are the guy, after I married to this house, so you have to leave me and my husband, then of course you are in for a big fight. And be ready for your mother-in-law to give you that fight. And the fight might even extend to sisters-in-laws and others before you know it.
Outlaws also.
So the problem is that most young girls, I also always tell them, don't also forget that you are a woman. One day you also become a mother-in-law to somebody. But at this level, you will not recognize that. It's technical, but though, from experience we have tried to see how can we manage this. Because at that point, you are putting the man at the middle. Do I please my husband? Should I please my wife or please my mother? So again, too, here, from those who are counselors, yes, we are talking concept. When the mother-in-law is out there, you bring your husband down and talk, not rant. There's a difference between talking and ranting. And this is where some of us miss it. When you rant on a man, whether it's issue of this mother-in-law or any other thing, the man will say, okay, if you want to achieve your goal by doing that, go ahead, let us see how you can achieve it. But when you talk, the man seems to listen more. Because if you rant, the division in the house is that you want to prove that we are equal in this house. Whether you like it or not, there's a little edge.
Okay.
Even though we become equal partner in this relationship,
There's
but
still the senior in the
that
house.
edge must be seen by the woman.
All right. Before we go, Pastor Richard Spain, there are a lot of women, they've done all this. They kind of want to look beautiful to get the man's attention. Some even spend money on the man. Oh, the man will say, I don't have money. The woman will say, okay, take this 500,000. Oh, she can even cook well and do in the other room. She's like the best. And in some cases, she's not even winning this man. The man is still far from her. What can she do at this point?
Well, there are exceptional cases like this where the woman have done all she knows to do, yet the man seems to be out there. At that point, you yield to prayers. Prayer never fails. I've seen a situation where I have a typical example where this woman, in fact, she suffered with her husband. The man now won a contract in millions, and then started building houses for girls, abandoned the wife. All the wife knew to do, she did all. The man was not looking back. And so she yielded, she went, she resorted to prayers. She started praying. Do you know what happened? She prayed, the man will even come. She was no longer nagging, she was no longer quarreling, she was just focused on God. Please help me win my husband back. This is what I always tell women. Help me win him back. Help me. Suddenly, each time the husband goes to that girl that he loves so much, and he even built house for, the family of the girl knew him. In fact, he was like having 2 homes. He would say that is the girl, or in his home, the other woman's home that have children for him. A time came when he now moves and goes to that girl. Was the girl set eyes on him, she will start behaving insane. She will just lost it. Once she set eyes on the man, when the man takes step and leave, she'll become normal. When he comes back and say, hi, she will start up. Her people noticed it. And they were like, hey man, each time you come, our daughter behaves
strangely.
But when you're not around, she gets her bed set back. Please stop coming. We don't want you again in this house.
End of story.
Her people started pursuing this man. The man got back home, told the wife, what have you done? The wife said they didn't do anything.
that was really terrible.
Because the man knows the wife that she does not fight his girlfriends or whatever. She serves God and she asks God, God, please, I put my husband in your hand.
And God did that.
And God took the battle over for her.
Oh, that's so beautiful. All right, thank you so much. So apart from looking good, helping financially, the other thing women should also do, we should learn how to pray. You agree with us?
Yeah, you learn how to pray, and also there are things that you must do also apart from prayer that will also bring back your sanity to your house. If there's time, there's an example of one situation where a friend, like I said, a friend had come to take a woman who was having issue with the husband, and so he said, let us go out and see, pick 1 or 2 persons to do one thing for you. And the case was a very serious one where the woman think that if I don't have the man, nobody should have the man. And so the person they went to just okay, take this, use this, like that, and of course, if the man refuses to come back, of course the man will go. And but there's a caveat. The period you are going to use this thing, you'll be of your utmost best behavior to your husband. That's the only way this thing can work. And so the young woman went back home, and a lot of things changed about her and her husband. She was behaving well, and the husband was wondering, I hope I'm safe. The first day he came from work, the woman was ready, food was ready, everything. Should I eat? But at the end of the day, they became close within the period the woman gave that if this thing happened, within so period, this will happen. The young woman has to run back to say, I don't want my husband to die again. And the medicine they went and say, I never gave you that will kill your husband. You were not behaving well, that's why you were having issue in your marriage. So apart from all other things, we should always also watch out when things go wrong. Where did things go wrong? What did I do wrong that led to what is happening?
Thank you so much. That's our segment this morning, how to win your spouse, to win your husband. Next week, looking at how to win your wife. That one is the big D.
Yes,
It's
a
not
big
one
D.
paragraph, it's not one chapter, it's up to 10 chapters. Because men now, it's easier to say, okay, do this for the man, cook well, smell nice, do this, talk well and others. But when it comes to a woman, who knows how to please a
It's
woman?
very easy. Give her money, give her more money.
Okay, is it
Money.
please. Don't just take us to money.
No.
Some of us will have our money.
It's okay, let's
All
get
right,
to next
okay.
week when we talk
All
about
right,
it.
let's I just want you to stay with us to get this the bit of the discussion. By next week, how to win your wife or your woman will be a discussion.